I've been so ill in my life, and I've been so tired, and I've worked so hard to get here, and that's the end there. Thank you to everyone.
I'm Jonathan Accot. I'm a 6-time cancer survivor. I was first diagnosed when I was 29, and I had last had treatment when I was 45. So what's that, 16 years, 6 cancers. There are a load of physical side effects that I still live with, whether it's soreness and pain and etc. I've got a reduced life expectancy, I'm infertile. But the one thing that you can't see, the scars that don't show, are what it's done to me mentally. And there was a period of time in 2012, 2013, when I'd been pretending I was fine for such a long time. If someone said to me, "How are you feeling?" I'm like, "It's fine, could be worse, it's fine, could be worse, worse things happen, etc." And I started to ideate suicide. And it was the darkest time of my life, but it was also a catalyst for change. World Suicide Prevention Day, which is the 10th of September, which is also my 50th birthday this year. I'm talking about intervention. And I've been involved in a suicide attempt from both sides. Early in 2000s, I ended up on the roof with a young lady who was trying to commit suicide, and I intervened, and I didn't know what I was doing. I had no idea what I was doing. What I thought was a complete fool of myself. I had no training, I had no formal experience. I just went out there and I started talking with her. And eventually the police arrived and they took her away, and she got the help and support she needed. So I've been on that side of it, where I've intervened with a stranger, but then in 2013 I had all my pills that I'd had from my surgeries, and I had a bottle of whiskey, and I was sat there thinking that I don't want to keep doing this. It wasn't that I wanted to be dead, it was actually that I didn't want to live like this anymore, and I couldn't see another way out of it, and my wife intervened. I'm aware of what it's like when somebody says, "Are you all right? Can I do something? Can I help?" And you don't have to know what to say. The power for you to interrupt someone's suicidal ideation and make an absolute difference and change the direction of their life is immeasurable. After I finished the last treatment in 2018, my body was ruined and I needed to do something to rehab and recover, so I started to walk. I love walking. It's so good. The metronomic process of taking step after step after step, I find it meditative. I find it therapeutic. So I started jogging, I started running, and then I realized actually running it's something I can do. And then I started walking and running and running and walking, getting further and further and further, and I thought I can do a marathon. So I did a marathon. We raised some money for a cancer charity. And I thought, well, if I've done that, and I'm very privileged. My privilege is not lost on me. I'm not hard up. I've had a good job, great support network, and opportunity to do things. And I wanted to travel, and I wanted to see the world. I wanted to make more of my life than I was living. For me, one of my big messages, it's Emerson said, "Make the most of yourself, for that is all there is of you." And I wanted to make myself, and I still want to make the most of myself every day. I want to help people, I want to do things, I want to travel, I want to see the world. So I thought to myself, well, I might as well run a marathon on every continent. And what I actually found is I'm a better person when I run. My mind is clearer, my mind is sharper. I sleep better because I'm more fatigued. Because running is repetitive, I can lose myself in my thoughts, and then eventually my thoughts just drip away. It's like having a bucket full of your mental energy. And mine's not always positive in there. And running, every step is like punching a hole in that bucket, and you let those thoughts drain away. And by the time I've finished, I don't have those thoughts there. And that is nice because my brain races a lot of the time. The 6 Cancers, 7 Continents project was 5 years in the making, give or take. I can remember now standing, walking towards the finish line in Antarctica, and I knew that was the end of it.
I've been so ill in my life, and I've been so tired, and I've worked so hard to get here, now, today, and that's the end now. Thank you to everyone. I'm really proud of myself.
And I came home after an amazing trip, a life-changing trip. It took me 6 to 12 months probably to come to terms with having completed that project and what was next. I ran Chicago Marathon last year as well because I thought, well, what's next? I might try and be the first 6-time cancer survivor to run the majors. So I did Chicago last year, I'm doing New York this year. But the what's next energy has gone. A lot of that has dissipated. I'm not hankering after the next challenge, but I do feel like there's something missing, and that's what makes me worry. That makes me reflect on my mental health. When I was first seeing my psychiatrist, a lot of it we were talking about is the lack of satisfaction, the lack of fulfillment, the constant chasing for something. Are you running away from something? I'm not running away from something anymore. I dealt with that, but I want to run towards something. I love that bigger goal, that bigger vision. So that's what I'm looking for now. And that's where my mental health will be satisfied. I will feel content to lead the best life I can live, to model the best behavior for my children, to model to anybody who cares about survivorship. Being ill is one thing, but being ill, you are a little bit of a passenger. Survivorship, though, is about steering your own ship, and that sometimes can be an awful lot harder, and I'm still learning how to steer my ship. I'm very fortunate in my life. I'm very blessed. I have 2 beautiful girls and a lovely wife. And because of my infertility, because of the cancer treatments, both my girls are born via IVF. Their own little miracles in their own little way. They are my absolute being, my absolute reason. There's nothing else that really matters to me apart from those 2, which is also a really neat justification for traveling all over the world, because I'm modeling behaviors that I want them to respect, like determination and commitment, and the idea that with a little bit of talent and a lot of hard work, you can achieve anything you want. And my wife put up with so much and dealt with so much. She will never truly understand how grateful I am that she was able to go through that process. She wanted to go through that process for me. I don't know what would have happened to me, but I do know if my wife hadn't intervened when she did, my life would have looked very different now, and I love the life I have. So I urge you, if you can make a difference, if you think something is wrong, if you are worried about someone, ask. And if you don't feel comfortable with their answer, ask again. If you don't feel comfortable asking them, find somebody who is. I can't tell you how important it is. If you're worried about yourself, then ask for help. If you don't want to talk to a friend, you can't talk to a friend, call the Samaritans. Help is out there. Surviving takes many forms. I've had 6 cancers, suicidal ideation, mental health issues, reduced life expectancy, infertility, PTSD, anxiety, but I'm here. There's a great Maya Angelou quote, which I'm going to ruin now. Surviving is important, thriving is elegant. And 1 cancer was tough, 6 cancers was devastating. But I'm thriving now. I'm living the best life I have. And for me, that is the most elegant thing I can ever achieve.